On the 23rd day of February 2024, the world said goodbye to one of the finest marathoners in this world. We had an extensive coverage of that burial ceremony, and I'll be giving you a recap of that in a few minutes. Also tonight, it is Disruptive Friday, and I have with me in studio some young people doing some amazing stuff in the startup world. On my immediate right, I have with me, kindly remind me your name. Immaculate Nduki?
Yes.
So tell us what you do very briefly.
All right, my name is Immaculate. I run a company called Everglow Digital Solutions, which was founded back then in 2022. Thank you.
Well, welcome to the studio. And Anne Gige is on her immediate right. Welcome to the studio. Briefly tell us what you do.
Thank you. My name is Anne Gige from Mount Kenya University. I'm taking Bachelor in Economic and Statistics. Currently, I'm the chairperson, MQSA, Mount Kenya University Economics Club Association.
Well, thank you for that. And finally, we have Victor Kimamo. Welcome to the studio, sir.
Thank you.
So what do you do exactly?
My name is Victor Kimamo. I had a team of very many disruptive young people. Today, we're talking about disruptive young man, and we are called the Economic Student Association of Kenya. So we are here, and we're here to disrupt. Thank you very much.
I like that. Well, and of course, that will be in the next 20 minutes or so. But first, let's have a look at what is the latest on the highlights. Tonight. Marathoner Kelvin Kiptum laid to rest at his home in Naiberi, Uasin Gishu County.
Lakini kwa sababu ya bidii na kujitolea alifika mahali amevunja rekodi ya dunia.
As President Ruto eulogized him as a disciplined and an ambitious person.
These world record holders, please, we request to be given even security.
Athletes honor Kiptum as they call on the government to prioritize their welfare. And government launches crackdown on stubborn Nyayo House passport cartel. Also tonight, 2 people dead after a sewer line that was under construction at the Kirinyaga County Government Headquarters caved in, burying them alive.
Katika ile harakati ya kazi, mchanga umepomoka, kwa wazimba huko ndani. Na kwa saizi venye iko, ni kama watu wawili hawako, wameaga dunia.
Welcome to the program. My name is Eric Munene. I sang language interpreter at the bottom, and of your screen is Rhoda Nyamai. World marathon record holder Kelvin Kiptum has been laid to rest in his Naiberi home in Uasin Gishu County. Kiptum was eulogized as an ambitious, hardworking and humble person. Sheila Chelangat reports on Kiptum's final lap.
The final lap for marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum Cheruyot. Thousands of people gathered in this small unknown town of Chepkorio at the heart of the home of champions Elgeyo Marakwet County to bid their final respects to the legend Kelvin Kiptum Cheruyot. Born in 1999 as an only child, Kiptum's dream of becoming a great athlete began at a tender age of 10.
The training was a routine practice, since Kiptum used to go for training sessions barefoot during and after he had finished herding the family livestock in Kaptagat Forest, next to the family home in Jepsam.
His name became famous on his first global appearance at the Valencia Marathon, where he clocked an impressive 2 hours, 1 minute, 53 seconds. Yet his star became even brighter at the Chicago Marathon, where he broke the world record with an astonishing time of 2 hours and 35 seconds.
Kiptum had 3 marathons, 3 victories, and 3 of the 7 fastest times in the history of marathon.
His win, however, did not deter him from dreaming big. He wanted to be the first man to run a marathon under 2 hours.
Kiptum was not resting. He was training very hard, studying every morning from Flospa to Kaptagat Forest, covering a distance of 42 kilometers every day from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. in less than 2 hours.
He leaves behind his wife, Asanath Rotich, and their 2 children. Asanath, for a moment, was overwhelmed with emotion as she eulogized her husband as the best husband and father to their children.
We have been planning for a big day to tie our knots in colorful wedding ceremony in April 2024. But God's plans are greater.
Kiptum's body was transported from Chepkorio to now bury their new home that was built in less than 1 week, this being also his final resting place. And a few minutes before 5 o'clock in the evening, Kiptum was laid to rest in what has been called his final finish line. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Sheila Chelangat for TV 47.
Now, President William Ruto led Kenyans in paying tribute to the world marathon record holder Kelvin Kiptum in an emotional send-off in Elgeyo Marakwet County. The president describing the late Kiptum as a great Kenyan who rose above the odds to put Kenya on the global map. The government has promised to look into the welfare of athletes across the country through the sports fund and a pension scheme. Apollo Kamau with that.
Chepkorio village in Elgeyo Marakwet County, the home of world marathon record holder Kelvin Kiptum, gained global attention as President William Ruto led his cabinet, elected leaders and Kenyans to bid farewell to one of the county's illustrious sons. President Ruto eulogized the 24-year-old fallen athlete as a great Kenyan who had placed Kenya on the global map, overcoming significant odds from his humble beginnings.
Anatuzungumzia kama Wakenya hata katika kifo yake kwa sababu huyu Kevin, he was ambitious, disciplined and focused. Kwa sababu alikuwa ametoka mahali palipo chini sana. Lakini kwa sababu ya bidii na kujitolea alifika mahali amevunja rekodi ya dunia.
Snatched from us at just 24 years of age, the late Kiptum was a once in a generation sporting talent who astounded the sporting world by becoming the first person to run a marathon in under 2 hours and 1 minute.
The president, while consoling Kiptum's young family, his wife Asanath and 2 children, promised to look into the welfare of the young family, whose father was set to fly the country's flag in France later in the year.
Huyu kijana tushampatia milioni 5 tayari na serikali itampatia nyumba mzuri. Mbali na ile nyumba tumejenga hapa, tutampatia nyumba mzuri huyu kijana. Sasa tutampatia mjane wake.
We shall pursue every single coin and make sure it is put together to the benefit of this family.
During the emotional send-off, attended by thousands of mourners, including the global athletic community, several issues affecting athletes in the country were brought to the forefront, notably doping. The president directed Sports CS Ababu Namwamba to adjust the athletes award scheme to include pension.
Hii vitu tunaweka kwa sheria kusema lazima ukuwe umemaliza form 4, ukuwe na second upper degree, ukuwe na masters, your excellency. Under CPC program, I want you to request you, we find a way of accommodating everybody who breaks a world record, becomes mandatory in our government to absorb them in some place in government to serve, to become brand ambassadors of these institutions, your excellency.
You have provided a strong, peaceful and stable and secure environment for these young people to be able to showcase their talent.
Your Excellency, your presence here today is a clear demonstration of where your administration holds our athletes.
Members of Parliament, who are also among the mourners, are expected to make amendments to the sports fund, which has been reinstated to address the welfare of athletes.
Wakati tunapoteza kijana mdogo wa rika ya miaka hiyo, ni nchi imepoteza, na zetu ni kuria pamoja na familia na marafiki, na ni kwamba tumeona wengi wakiinuka kutokana na ukibiaji. Kwa hivyo tungesema serikali yako washikilie kabisa wale ambao wana hii nyota, ili nyota zao ziwete kuendelea kuangaa.
Rais, nataka ufanye tu kazi moja peke yake. Unajua hawa wakimbiaji pia ni watoto wetu na ni watoto wako. Nataka uchukue nafasi, uketi na wao. Kuna mambo mengi utawaongelesha, utawaguide ili tusiwe na hasara. Maana unajua rais, hata mimi nilipata pesa nikiwa mdogo, na mimi najua hasara ya pesa tukiwa wadogo.
The late Kiptum was laid to rest in the county of Uasin Gishu on Friday afternoon. Apul Kamau, TV47.
Now, calls for the government to prioritize athletes' welfare dominated Kiptum's burial as athletes both locally and across the borders gathered at Chepkorio grounds in Elgeyo Marakwet County to pay tribute to the late Kelvin Kiptum. Many eulogized Kiptum as a hard-working, ambitious, kind-hearted and dedicated athlete with a promising future. Elizabeth Atieno with more.
It is with no doubt that Kelvin Kiptum has left a permanent footprint in the world of athletics. With his eyes on the prize and his feet on ground, Kiptum's race was always against time. On Friday, emotions ran high and tears flowed freely as hundreds of athletes paid tribute to Kiptum at the Chepkorio grounds.
Nilipata wakati wa kuwa naye karibu sana. Kawa rafiki yangu sana.
As your star started to shine brightly, you also wanted to light the lamp for others.
Kiptum cruised firmly on the highway to fame in October last year when he achieved the record-breaking time of 2 hours and 35 seconds in the 2023 Chicago Marathon in what would be his final race on Earth.
I'll never forget the chills he gave me as he crossed the finish line, setting the world record at the Chicago Marathon. And I quote, "I have still yet to feel pain in any marathon."
Kelvin would have written more epic chapters in the lustrous history of Kenyan and world athletics.
Kiptum spent his last months and days on Earth thoroughly preparing for the 14th April 2024 Rotterdam Marathon, where he sought to become the first man to run under 2 hours in a competitive marathon. But that dream is now buried in the dry sand of his Naiberi home in Uasin Gishu County.
Those who will be there in Paris to train hard, run tactically as a team, and bring the win back to Kenya in honor of our departed Kelvin Kiptum.
Athletes maintain that Kiptum's tragic demise along the Ravine Eldoret Road on the 11th of February 2024 would have been avoided if only he had a personal driver and security, as they amplify their voices calling for the athletes to be treated as VIPs.
We put up legislations that fully takes care of their heroes, of these heroes, now and in the future.
The government, through the Ministry of Sports, now says a pension scheme has been initiated to support retired athletes. To the athletic fraternity, Kiptum lived as a hero and died a hero, and his name will remain in the athletics book of history. Elizabeth Atieno, TV47, Nairobi.
Now, imagine a house constructed in a record 6 days. This remarkable feat pays homage to world marathon record holder, the late Kelvin Kiptum. The project radiates beauty and purpose with a majestic end product. The 3-bedroom house was built in a record 6 days following an order by President William Ruto. Now, the company that was contracted to do the work managed to do exact that. So, what technology, you may wonder, was utilized in this incredible endeavor? Emori Kisewa with the answers to those questions.
Some have dubbed it the fastest house for the fastest man.
The 3-bedroom house was erected in a remarkable 6 days. Vaggiani Enterprises Limited, the company tasked with the project, employed state-of-the-art technology utilizing precast concrete and a light-gauge steel for the structure. Precast concrete wall panels offer a cost-effective alternative to traditional brick-and-mortar construction. This technology not only speeds up construction but also reduces the need for extensive labor. Building a decent home for his family and parents was one of Kiptum's aspirations this year. Prior to his interment, Kiptum's body was brought here, and the clergy blessed the house, followed by his burial. During the funeral service, President William Ruto announced that the government will give the family of the late marathoner Kelvin Kiptum another home. The head of state said that this new gift will be addition to the newly constructed house on the 4-acre property acquired by Kiptum in Naiberi, Uasin Gishu County. Kisewa Emory, TV47.
Of course, we here at Cape Media hope that the family finds comfort during this difficult time. Now, the government has launched a crackdown to hunt down corrupt officials at Nyayo House who have been blamed for delays in the issuance of passports. The action follows complaints from Kenyans who, despite the government's assurance of resolving the situation, are experiencing difficulties accessing essential services abroad, including medical care. Interior CAS Professor Kithure Kindiki has vowed to tackle the passport crisis by ensuring those responsible are held accountable. Now, the government will proceed with the rollout of the new identification document known as Maisha Number. The Immigration Department has announced that the process will commence immediately following the High Court's decision to set aside the suspension orders halting the implementation of the Maisha Number project. In a ruling by Justice John Chigiti of the Milimani Court, it was also ordered that the case filed by the Katiba Institute challenging the rollout of the new IDs be transferred to the Constitutional Division Court for further review and determination. Immigration PS Ambassador Julius Bitok has welcomed the development, affirming the commitment to continue implementing reforms. Now, 2 people have died while 2 others have been rescued after a trench they were digging caved in and buried them at the Kirinyaga County government offices in Kutus. The 4 were part of construction workers tasked with connecting government buildings to a sewerage line under a project by Tana Waterworks.
Na huzuni tuko nayo saa hii, tumepoteza watoto 3 saa hii. Wamefunikwa na mchanga saa hii. Na ni huzuni kubwa sana. Tunauliza hanje wakaanji wa Kirinyaga County, Musa ina anaweza kuja kufanya kazi huku bila vitu vifaa za kazi.
Kuna wanaume walikuwa wanachimbua shimo ya septic hapa kwa county government, kwa ofisi za county government, na katika ile harakati ya kazi mchanga umepomoka ukawazimba huko ndani.
It's unfortunate that an accident has happened this afternoon where some people were buried by some loose soil. Unfortunately, we tried to act very fast and our response was fairly swift. We managed to save 2 people, but unfortunately we have also lost 2 others.
Let's get sporty. No Kenyan player made the cut at the ongoing 2024 Magical Kenya Open Championship at Muthaiga Golf Club on Friday. All the 13 professionals and amateurs have now been relegated to the gallery of the DP World Tour event. The windy conditions on day 2 of the tournament complicated issues for the best placed local players. Veteran golfer Dismas Indiza of Kakamega Sports Club missed the cut by 2 shots despite getting a birdie on the 18th hole. Greg Snow of Muthaiga Golf Club started the second round with par but failed to keep up with the leaders, finishing the day on 8 over. Another home player, Njoroge Kibugu, also found the going tough and settled for 3 over. Amateur Michael Karanga of Kiambu Golf Club posted a score of 4 over, while Mutahi Kibugu registered 6 over. Other local players included Daniel Ndova of Nyali Golf Club, John Lejirma and Samuel Njoroge of Railway Golf Club, Justus Madoya from Great Rift Valley Lodge and Golf Resort, Mohit Medirata of Sigona Golf Club, Mike Kisia and Isaac Makoha of Vetlab Sports Club, and Joseph Trono from Golf Park.
Leo game ilikuwa sawa, siwezi complain. My fans were outside watching, my boys walikuja. Kwa fiti, nilienjoy. Hata kwa brother wangu, cousin wangu walikuwa nje, tukua fiti.
I represent Golf Park and I thanked him a lot because he given me opportunity. I play in the golf course without paying anything. When I need to play at the range, practice range, I play.
Well done!
Yeah, it's good.
At 21 minutes past the hour. Time now for a very short break. When we come back, I'll be engaging 2 ladies and 1 gentleman on what they are doing on the startup scene in the country. You don't want to miss that.
Na safari hii katika Mfahamu Kiongozi tutakuletea viongozi aina mbalimbali.
Nikuwe na Nisani kama 10 na pia nikuwe menua minibus. Minibus niko niwa.
Kushinda unaangalia simu ya mzee. Soma Biblia ama ingia kwa washroom ujisugue. Mpaka nimetoa hii.
I don't know whether any of my children would want to get into the political field. Sijajua bado.
Kila Alhamisi saa 1:30 kuendelea.
Join us on a journey through the concrete jungles and rising skylines, where every beam, every nail tells a story of progress and vision.
In every aspect of life, you know, you have to look at several dynamics.
from groundbreaking.
Nowadays with the tech, you can check on different websites or you check online and you can see some inspiration. So at least that one would be a direction already. I'll know like what kind of style you're going for.
To finishing touches, witness the dedication of the hard-working teams who bring these ambitious dreams to reality. The Realtor, Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m.
This February, Optiven is giving you a chance to celebrate love. For every 399,000 Kenya shillings that you place as deposit or installment towards any of our properties, you get 6,000 Kenya shillings cashback to celebrate your loved one. Call us on 0790 300 300.
Buda, unajua hiyo mbao inaweza kushikia kashamba. Predict mechi 15 ustana chance ya kuwa millionaire. Cheza Maybet wa bebe 2 million jackpot. Ni mbao tu, ni rahisi, hiyo design. Maybet, home of winners. Betting is strictly for 18 years and over. Bet responsibly. BCLB number 0000578.
Sasa unajiona kama chui sababu ya haya madoadoa yako. Unataka kufanya nini? Do you want to kill me?
No. Killing you will be very easy. Iko wapi safe yangu?
Hata mimi ndio ninatafuta.
Niaje?
Mole, uko wapi wewe?
Niko poa.
Iko wapi safe?
Safe. Safe iko mtaani.
Wapi?
Si mtaani kwangu.
Na wewe mwenyewe uko?
Si dago.
Oi, kwa mmoja. Kwa ndani.
Iko wapi safe? Uliza nyanyako.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. This is Disruptive Friday. Now, Kajiado Mobile Digital Library has been launched in a bid to improve the education standards in Kajiado County. The project focuses on improving the educational standards by providing high-quality educational resources in multimedia format to schools with limited resources. The library operates independently on local network without a user having to log onto the internet. It aligns with Kenya's National Education Sector Strategic Plan 2018 to 2022, which aimed to provide competency-based learner-centered education and training. Have a look.
Technology is everywhere, including in the education sector.
Digital learning technology is helpful in boosting memory and class. They also concentrate than the traditional way of learning.
In the continued effort to improve digitization of education, technology has to be explored, and the introduction of the digital library aims to promote the same. These knowledge-hungry children are eager to learn via technology, curiosity clouding their faces as they await instructions on how to access and use the digital library.
Hapa pengine ni image unastahili kuweka. Hiyo ndio kazi ambayo nafanya. Na ndio ukiona hizo vitu zote zikiwa pamoja, unaweza kusoma vizuri, unaelewa mambo yenye unasoma na unairetain.
The launch of Kajiado Mobile Digital Library, a technological device containing educational content, has given these pupils a chance to expand their knowledge and skills without necessarily having to flip the pages of books.
They make use of tablets, they make use of projectors, they make use of digital content that we put in a server, and we are able to access that content using an antenna.
The devices can be solar charged, hence convenient for the local public schools in the interior parts of the country with no access to electricity.
The ability to make use of renewable energy, which is solar. And we have a portable solar panel here, which you can fold.
The project aims to bridge the digital and traditional learning divide, with at least 80 learners being able to access content from a specific device.
Learning using these digital devices is very high. You cannot compare it with the traditional teaching and learning methods.
The advent of technology not only poses the ability to ensure the learners access knowledge, but also helps them acquire skills they wouldn't have accessed in the traditional education.
Now, students from more than 25 universities and colleges gathered at Mount Kenya University yesterday for the second edition of the Tech and Innovation Summit, whose theme was technology-driven innovation for sustainable living. The university hosted a forum where the youth were given an opportunity to present their entrepreneurship ideas. Now, that is the basis of our discussion tonight. And with me, I have Victor Kimwamu on my immediate right, and then I have Immaculate Mudhoki, got it right this time.
Yes, sure.
And Anne Gige on the far end. And I want to congratulate you, first of all, Immaculate Mudhoki, because I understand you pitched an idea from ideation and now it's a successful business. It's a startup. Tell us your journey, how it has been.
Well, thank you so much for this chance. So it has been a good journey, I can say, because after I presented my idea, I went immediately and I started doing something on it. I didn't just go back because I presented. I didn't just go and sit down, but I went and started implementing slowly and slowly. And from that time, I've seen that commitment and that consistency that I've been able to put up in that business. Today, I can say that it is going to be a successful business.
Mm-hmm. Sure. What space are you in? What industry are you in?
In digital entrepreneurship and digital marketing trainings.
Mm-hmm.
So I offer digital marketing trainings to the startups, anyone who wants to start a business and they do not know where to start. So I come in and I train them on how they can be able to start, how they can package themselves. That one now we call it digital entrepreneurship. And then we train them about social media marketing, how they can be able to air out their businesses before they open the physical locations. Yeah, so that is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kindly walk us through, the steps that you took, the process of turning that idea into a business, the key milestones that you had to achieve to get where you are.
All right, the first thing that I started is when I went back home, I asked myself, what am I good at? And then I discovered that I was good in trainings. I was good in speaking out to the people into the community and even outside there. So what I did first is I did the first registration of the business name, and that was done through the eCitizen platform, where I went and I registered my business at 1,000 shillings. And then from there, I continued my steps of learning and educating myself on a day-to-day basis through the online platforms. And then from there, I started getting clients, and these clients who were getting back to me, they wanted to know much about digital entrepreneurship or the digital marketing, the social media, how do they operate. So I didn't open a physical shop first. What I did first, I sensitized my social media platforms. I started with Facebook. I made myself visible to the social media platforms, and then I started telling people of what I am doing. And from there, now I'm able to be here where I am today because of social media, actually. Yeah.
Over to you, Victor. Victor Kimwamu is the president of the Economic Students Association of Kenya.
Sure.
What motivated you to come up with such contests?
All right. Thank you, Munene. And good evening to viewers once again. Firstly, let us understand the background of an economist. Well, an economist is someone who studies the society or the community in space, and you attempt to use the resources that are there to bring impact. Well, an economist is an expert. Number two, if you look at the word innovation in any innovate in any dictionary, they'll tell you that to innovate is to come up with a new idea or make changes to an already existing idea. But what are you making changes to? New changes over time. Now, This is the second summit of innovation that we are coming up with. The first one happened last year at the Catholic University on the same day, 22nd of February. This one is the second one, the same day, 22nd of February. There's nothing special about the date. It's just a good coincidence. Okay. But what motivates us to come up with such challenges? Number one, Munene, we are in a crisis of unemployment.
Okay.
And who suffers with this unemployment most? It's us, the youths. Number two, we're in a crisis of the cost of living. Who suffers in the cost of living most? People who are not having payslip. I'm not sure, Munene, if you have payslip. I'll assume yes. But most of us youths don't have the payslip. So the motivation to come up with such summits is, number one, you want to attempt to see, can we solve the question of unemployment? Can we solve the question of cost of living? And Munene, I'll just bring you slightly closer. Probably during such startups, the question would be, are we solving these questions there and then? Definitely no. And I'll walk you through why we are doing this and the impact and every other thing till the very end. And then probably Immaculate will mention this to you, that her idea was pitched our first summit. And here she is today.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Great. How was the first summit? How many contestants came? How many showed up? And how many projects or ideas got to the final stage?
Thank you. The first summit, we had 7 ideas. 7 ideas. Now, the 7 ideas, and allow me to bring a little bit back. KESA is a national umbrella. Now, we cover 32 associations in the Republic of Kenya. Now, for the 32 associations, each and every association is expected to come up with a project to solve an idea under the theme and the thematic areas. Now, in the first summit, we had 7 ideas being showcased as a project. Now, the 7 ideas, we were revolving around health innovations, climate action, agriculture, fintech, and from these 7 ideas, we had 4 that are already existing as startups. Now, the question, therefore, we'd want to understand is, how do we then work with these ideas till the very end? It's as simple as this. We get an idea, listen to it, the panel of judges advise, we rectify it over time, then we mold you by attaching you to a partner.
Okay.
The partners will work with you, will provide you with the necessary assistance, be it incubating you, financial assistance, and over time we will be there also to support you in either way that we can.
And I want to throw this out to Anne Ngige, who's the chairperson of MKU Economic Students Association. Tell us about the success stories. And of course, I know Muthoki is one of them. What has the journey been like in terms of the success stories that you've seen?
Thank you, Munene. Good evening once again. I would say that first, we as Economic Club from Mount Kenya University, it is a platform that we have been given to integrate academics and work, that is the workspace, that you can be able to connect these students so that they can be able to experience the work environment apart from the academics. Now, when we were able to host the summit, one of the ideas that we presented as per now, because this is the first event that we have hosted in Mount Kenya University, it has given us a platform, like for the lady, she has been able to interact with some of the sponsors who are there, and we thank God because one of the sponsors has gotten interest with her idea, and for us, that is a big up for us. At least she can be able to walk through, and maybe one day she can be like Muthoki here.
Well, Muthoki, you did this, you pitched your idea while you're still studying.
Yes.
So what was the balance like? How are you balancing your schoolwork and busy trying to be an entrepreneur?
Wow, thank you so much. I was really doing like a daily plan of my day. When I wake up, of course, I wake up very early at around 4, so that you can be able to plan your day. You're able to plan your social media because that is where you'll be able to get your clients from. So you plan your social media, you plan your content through the day, and now you're able to go to class and able to study. So my work was very easy because also I'm so much energetic because I'm a young person, of course. So I'm able to focus and I'm able to plan my day. So it was not stressful. And when I get my clients, all of them, maybe I do an online training, and if it is a physical training, I would do it on a holiday. or maybe on a weekend.
Well, still on you.
Necessarily. Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of people, millions of people worldwide have ideas. What do you think sets successful, entrepreneurs apart from people who just have ideas and it ends at that ideation stage?
All right, thank you. Implementation and packaging. Because if you have not been able to implement the idea that is in your head, you're not be able to gain money from it. So let me just paraphrase it. Let me say that if I could have presented my idea and say, oh, I've presented it to the Innovation Summit, then I go back and still wait again to present it again, it will still be within me. And there's no day that I will get a time to be able to implement it. But the moment that I went to implement it, I started a journey to the success of my business or to the success of what I want to be. So the moment you don't implement the idea that you want to do in life, that means that there's no success and there's nothing that is going on with your life. So you have to be, the idea that you got, don't wait too much so that you can be able to get money, because that one I did not wait. What I did, I said, I have the social media platforms. Why can't I start with this so that I can be able to build up myself? With a period of me building myself, people started coming to support me. Kesa was there to support me, to work with me, and to guide me. Even today, I can say Kesa has really helped me to give me a lot of platforms so that I can be able to upgrade from one level to another. After that, I was able to get even a chance to go to Maseno University to speak to the students about startups and to encourage them on how they can be able to start their own businesses, even in the comfort of their homes, because we don't need physical shops. We do not need those physical apartments and all that. Let's start from home as we scale up now to go to the physical places. Yeah.
Victor, during the first contest, I'm sure there are ideas that didn't make the cut, but they were great ideas nevertheless. So what happens? Do you advise the people who come to pitch to go and refine their ideas, or it ends at that? Once you miss the cut, that's it?
Well, thank you. Munela, I don't want to build up from where Mudoki has asked, and it's a very interesting question you asked about, what sets you apart from any other person who has an idea globally. I think one, we the youths must realize that, it's one thing to be courageous to have an idea to present it, but it's another thing to have the consistency to implement that idea. So we say at Kesa that consistency is key, but we say courage is key, but consistency is king. Now, why are we saying that? Because the ideas that were presented there, not all of them made it to see the light of the day. But what do we do in our capacity as an association? One, we work with you. And by the same ideas, the other three that were not presented have been represented at Mount Kenya just yesterday. Okay. So now our aim is we've fine-tuned them, and they're now better ideas as compared to what were presented last year. What have we done? Basically, we have worked with you. We've taken you to the experts in the field and say, now, if your idea was on health, we visited, and by the way, this is from what has happened over the last 1 year. We visited 2 hospitals and say, how feasible is what this young man, this young woman has that would benefit? Give us your thoughts on this. Okay. So we restructure it again. We must also appreciate that innovation starts from the mind. And this is just probably a build up from what you asked, Anne, that you see, as young people, and we must agree that the mindset must first be turned and shifted.
All right, I want to engage Anne just a bit. Anne, how can people, in your opinion, how can people protect their ideas? Because there are issues of intellectual property, and some people might fear coming out and presenting their ideas to a panel of judges, thinking that someone somewhere could be watching or lurking somewhere waiting to steal the idea. What do you think should be done to encourage more and more youth to come out and say, you know what, here's my idea, and it is viable? Okay,
thank you. I remember when we were preparing for this summit, that is one question that ran in our minds, and we were like, okay, for the process of the pitching, which was happening yesterday, first we had to undergo some processes. You have to write a report, you have to send your slides, and we're asking ourselves, when we do this, what if the assessor, the person who is reading our reports, tend to take our idea and maybe sell it somewhere else? But I really thank God, because of Mount Kenya University, we've been provided an innovation hub. That is a place where as long as you have an idea, as long as you feel like you can become innovative, they've given us a space where they're taking us through the process. And one thing that I know is this: I am the one with the idea. So as long as I'm selling to you, I can't give you the whole package.
I want to take you back. I just want to take you back. While you were thinking, you had the thought that someone somewhere might steal your idea. I want to hear the final, the final decision. What did you finally decide on?
What we decide on is this. One, I am the mastermind.
Okay.
So if they can have or they can think of taking my idea, they cannot have the basic of it. Simply because I am the one who is generating it. It is my mind. So they can never have it all. They can just have a bit of it. Mm-hmm. And therefore, it gave me a safe space, even to go and showcase our skills. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So let me ask you, Immaculate, looking back, is there anything you think you would do differently to make even the idea big? I'm not saying it's not big, but do you think there's anything you would have done to make the idea even bigger?
Yeah, I would continue learning to gain more skills and to perfect my idea so that I can be able to reach the global market. Because I understand that in terms of digital marketing and digital entrepreneurship, which is now different from the normal entrepreneurship that we do in Kenya, now we're going to the digital entrepreneurship where it's not a must for you to go physically. You can start from home. That is why we're including digital entrepreneurship. So I would continue learning, innovating more, and getting more skills, and also now reaching out back to the community to empower other young people so that now they can be able to start their own startups.
Victor, we live in a world where now issues of inclusivity and diversity are really key. How do you ensure that there's inclusivity and diversity, especially to the underrepresented groups?
All right, thanks, Munene. Firstly, of the 32 associations that KESA encompasses, we have close to 6 who we consider in the most marginalized part of the country, all the way from Taita Taveta County, Taita Taveta University, all the way to Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. Now, we are not saying that they are very much marginalized because these are institutions of higher learning there. But what you're saying is that, number one, what we do as an association to ensure inclusivity, we go to the grounds ourselves, see. And when we go there, we work with officials ourselves and say, now, gentlemen, why are you secluded? For example, if you find seclusion. Now, when you go there, when you do the public lectures in this university with our partners, we ask them, what else can we do to ensure that even the people living PPWDs, as they put them, are encompassed in this? Because over time, you just realize that the main question about inclusivity is, can they get the avenue? Can they get the resources to do this? That is what we are trying to provide. That is our cutting edge. Can we provide this to these people so that they all come on board? And Munene, getting 25 universities in one platform is not...
It's quite huge.
It's not easy.
It's quite huge.
So the inclusion that KESA is doing, I can assure you, I have not, and even if there is, then there will not be an association, a student-based association, bringing together close to 25 different institutions, not just universities, but colleges as well, technical training institutions, and even people, who we don't consider as people who are already on the higher education. People who are just, you left high school and for some reason you didn't join, but you have an idea, we bring you on board. Yes.
Well, you've talked about the incubation hub at Mount Kenya University. 2 questions for you. Sure. Who do you partner with, and is it open to students from other universities?
Okay, thank you. First, the incubation hub right now is partnering with the World Bank. Okay. They are one of our sponsors there. And even Mount Kenya University is also one of the sponsors. What happens there, they expose us to different opportunities that are liable for our students to participate in. Another question, to answer your question, is only students from Mount Kenya University that can be able to access the Innovation Hub. Yeah.
All right. So as the organizers, back to you, Victor, what are some of the challenges that you've encountered during the planning process?
All right. Thank you, Munene. Challenges are wide and far. but we thank God that we are resilient enough. I'll take you through a few. One, we have an administration in our universities who are constrained with resources.
Yep.
Partly you may want to blame them, but you find yourself not in positions to. You see, for a university to entrust you that students are coming from as far as Bondo, Jaramogi Oginga, or Pwani University to come attend a summit invited, it's a question of what value do they see in this summit.
Okay.
And so convincing this administration is always not a very easy work. And so we pray that over time the administrations we've worked with can be smooth enough so that they allow our students come and witness this firsthand, so that we have a change in the mindset I was telling you about. Munene, if you ask me, such innovation summits should take place even a week. Truly, they should take place even a week, but we are constrained to a day. Why? We are short of resources.
Okay.
Student-based association that are doing the much they can, but resources to do this perfectly, if we can, we are really constrained because of these resources. Number three, I'm just trying to summarize all this together. Number three, we have the challenge of, partners who can support freely. There's always a question we've been asked at, how can students support my company? And you wonder, you guys were in this position a few years back. So the position of how can you support the student fraternity should, if you ask me, should not come from any partner. We are seeking you because we've seen what you can do with the student fraternity. And as economists, we also ask you, how can our association benefit your company? And that is the trade, if anything, we want to do with you. We want you to help us. We want to also to help you to achieve your vision and mission. Perhaps a few minutes, if you allow me, there's always the question of, when a graduate applies for a job, there's always the question, what 4 years, 1 year experience, and they're just fresh from campus. I think we look at this question differently. This question just attempts to ask, what expertise, what skills can you bring? This summits engages our students and gives them these skills, this expertise through this innovation. You see, the innovation starts from the mind. Yes. So the expertise, the experience all begin from the mind. And so once our member, our KESA member nationally leaves campus, we believe that the question of experience will not be something that our member will be asked. And so our partners must understand that we are not just students, but we are students with benefit. Yes.
Well, that's a good one. So back to you, Immaculate. What do you think gives you a competitive edge on your competitors in the field that you're in?
Innovation. Because AI is here with us. And also, what I learned from Kenya based is that as the startups, they do not want to embrace the digital marketing space. They are still ish with it. They are still not trusting the social media platforms, and they still want to practice the part of sales and marketing, which now it's currently not working, because knocking other people's doors at this current state, it's something that is devastating. Someone coming to sell you something, they might be like, I don't want to buy it today, but you seeing it on social media, you might want it to buy because you are interested in to buy. So this is what I can say, that we need to change our way of marketing, and all the business startups and even the businesses in Kenya, we need to go to the digital platforms and start marketing our products and our services, so that even people out of the country, globally, locally, they are able to see our products and they are able to buy, and even our services. So it's our way to package ourselves, and we are able to market ourselves into the social media, and we are able to innovate everything that is in Kenya today.
And your startup is slightly over a year old. How's the journey been like? Do you already have some clients?
Yeah, sure. I do.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I usually get them from online on how I usually pitch my ideas to my clients. So I first give them an importance of them having a social media presence. And then when I give them an importance of them having a social media presence, I'm able to take them through the steps on how they're able to get into the social media. Maybe if it is Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing, TikTok marketing, and they're able now to embrace it, and after a number of days, then they're able to see some results from the social media presence. I don't say that it comes immediately, but by consistency and even you trust in the social media platforms, then it really works for the business people.
And I know you can't speak on behalf of the incubation hub, but I'm sure you know a thing or two about how the hub works. How do you measure, or how do you measure the impact of success of startups that are successful beyond funding the founders?
I would say currently, I would give it 60 to 70%, simply because from the beginning, when the innovation was being started in Mount Kenya University, we've had several numbers of the innovations that right now are already working, or they're already business enterprises. And Innovation Hub giving us a platform where we can be able to compete even internationally with our project. Because of recent, we have some of the innovation which are being supported by internationals. So for us, I would say it is an advantage for us, and I would give it a 60 to 70% of its working. Yeah.
All right, Victor. What are your future plans? Right. What are your future plans now? The contest, how are you going to make them better and get to include more and more people in your journey of creating young entrepreneurs?
Yeah. I think when you're asking me about our strategic plan, but
mention what you can.
All right. I was hoping firstly that Immaculate here would say that we are also part of our clients.
Okay.
Sure. So beyond everything we do, we also support you to now proceed on. Beyond these two events, and just to brief you, Munene, we have 2 national events every year. Okay. Other than the regional events and the on-campus events. So what you're doing to make this better is that we are now doing MOUs with companies that we consider can help us.
Oh, great.
Close to 2 weeks ago, we signed an MOU with Kipra to help our students do research. You see, any innovation needs prior knowledge to what you're innovating, how are you going to, what difference are you bringing? So we are doing MOUs with companies. We signed an MOU with Kipra. We are looking forward to signing an MOU with IEA, Tyvans, some of our longest serving partners, amongst other very many that are still on the sidelines here. And number 2, Munene, we are looking forward to now having more than one-day projects. What we're trying to say is we're looking forward to having more partners on board. Now, partners who can truly work with these people. Beyond this project, you see, what we do is we take a project, attach it to a partner. No, we don't want that. We want partners to freely take these projects up, okay? What we will do is just maybe oversee what is going on, how it is going on. And number 3, Munene, we are looking forward to now bringing more experts on board. You see, we say that you can be working, but you have, minimal expert here. So the experts we want to bring on board, we just don't want to bring them on these summits, but we want to bring them even on the universities themselves, all right? So that if you walk with today, we go to Jaramogi Oginga or Maseno or Kenyatta University, work with 5 experts, a day's workshop, and we're good. I think from that itself, we've even changed the mindset of a few people. Truly, you said a lot of people have ideas in the world, but the cutting edge for people who can present theirs, and those who are seated, it's very huge. So our main target this time is to bring more ideas, so that we can see over and beyond what can we do? Can we be the change you're talking about? And then finally, I'll just walk you through what we're planning to do to make this better. We are doing workshops for our leaders in the universities. You see, we have a structure.
University leaders.
Yes, we have a structure of who leads in this campus, So we want to do workshops so that our leaders get, the morale they need, they get the expertise and the skills they need, so that when we do these summits, these debates, these public lecturers, we also have leaders who are ready to learn. See, Munene, it's as good as saying you're led by a lion, but your followers are. You can answer that. Yes.
Okay, I'm going to give each of you 1 minute to give us a parting shot, and I want to start with Anne. Give us your parting shot in the interest of time.
My parting shot would be, I would say it this way. This was given by my lecturer, that when you do your best, be it an innovation, be it an idea, be it a business, nobody can beat your best. Just do your best.
Powerful. Over to you, Immaculate.
Thank you so much. My curtain shot will be, that startups or anyone who would want to start, they should not wait for too long. They should start even if it is tonight, for them to be able to implement and to be consistent in what they are doing. Yeah, so you can just get in touch on us so we can be able to train you, we can be able to walk you through the personal branding of business through Everglow Digital Solutions.
Sorry, what's the name again?
Everglow Digital Solutions across the social media platforms.
Okay, thank you so much. Victor, finally.
Today, 70% of Kenya is covered with technology. But the big question is...
And I wanted to ask you, most startups, most modern startups, use tech a lot, but I've not heard you say that you want to partner with big tech companies, but yeah, go ahead.
By the way, for the records, you're working with Safaricom.
Awesome.
The CEO of Safaricom, Mr. Peter Legwa, is quite helpful. He's graced us with his presence in a couple of times. So we are looking forward to working with most of them. I was saying that 70% of Kenya today is covered with about 70% technology.
Okay.
All right. So the big question at the end of the day is, whatever you're doing, who is watching? Okay, you can be doing something really good, Munene, but the people who are watching are not the targeted audience. So what we're saying at KESA is that come let us unite, but we don't unite for anything, but we're uniting for a purpose. And we say that at KESA that we are the young suckers that will grow when the old banana tree dies. So our time is now, so that when this banana tree goes away, we don't ask ourselves who will protect us from the wind, who will protect us from the sun. We have the skills, we have the expertise, we have the knowledge, and we have the experience we need for tomorrow today.
Oh, thank you very much for that very important discussion. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Victor Kimwamu there, the President of Economic Students Association of Kenya, KESA, Immaculate Mudhoki, the CEO of Everglow Digital Solutions, and Ann Gige, the Chair of MKU Economics Students Association, MKUESA, talking about startup opportunities in the country and incubation for young startups. Thank you so much, viewer, for watching this until this tail end of the broadcast. My name is Eric Munene. Rhoda Nyamai